Well, hello, coffee time friends. How y'all doing? It is coffee time, but it's supper time. You know, we've not had cold weather. I'm not going to call it cold at all, but it's around 70 today, 71, and we've had cloudy, overcast skies. And Mama says it's cold. She's got her winter sweater on, and she says she wants chili. She said, "You know what? I know this sounds crazy,
Yeah, it is,
but I'm wanting some chili." I said, I know it's because it's so cold today, Mama.
we had the chuck in there need to be used too, was a good excuse too.
So, I said to Mama, it's a great day for chili. Thank y'all for the hearts and the thumbs up. That wakes up our algorithm and lets Facebook know that we're on. Plus, there's all the other folks that helps get notifications out. So, thank you so much for those. Mama was wanting it so bad that she started it. She got the ground chuck and the onions and some red kidney beans. And I'm going to finish it. And a can of pinto beans. And I'm going to finish it up over here at the stove. And we're going to be eating very shortly because she's let that meat and those onions and that good chili powder marinate. How long, Mama?
Oh, I guess an hour and a half maybe.
Oh, that's so good. Mama read something. I'd heard it before. If you put your tomato juice in too soon, all your other stuff don't absorb the chili flavor. The acid kind of neutralizes all that goodness. This, I already tasted it, and it's delicious. So we're going to go over to the stove tonight. I know some of y'all don't like to travel. I know sometimes you don't get to see everything you want to see, but that's just the way it is. This is just real life, folks. If we had a camera crew, we could offer you a better product, but we don't. So we're going to go over to the stove, see what's cooking, and I'm going to finish it up, and then we're going to sit down and eat. That's it. Saltines and chili tonight.
Yeah.
That's
the way I like it.
Now tell me what you told me about this chili a while ago. I really didn't know there was a big difference, but you said you made this like your mama made it.
Yeah, Mommy just made it. I just put the salt and pepper in my meat and my onions. And I did use 2 or 3 paper towels to soak up any extra.
That's a good hack, folks.
Oils and stuff, because I don't like all that grease. Mm-hmm. And then after that, I put my 2 tablespoons of chili powder in there. And then I put my cans of beans, a pinto bean and a dark red kidney bean. And I had the lid on it and it on low and just letting it cook for about an hour. Just simmer, not cook.
I'm going to save some of y'all some typing because you're going to say, that chili's not thick enough. We don't like thick chili. If you do, you can mash up a can of pinto beans and put it in there. That'll thicken it, or kidney beans.
Or use tomato sauce or paste.
Tomato sauce. I use paste in it anyway, just for the flavor, not for the thickening. But we like a good loose chili. We like it soupy.
Mommy always used just her home canned tomatoes, but I don't have many, and I'm not going to put them in chili.
We don't use home canned tomatoes in chili, and I'll tell you why. A friend of mine brought this up one time. And she was just talking about her cooking. She said, now I use home canned tomatoes in my soup and those things. But when I'm adding chili powder and onion, all that other stuff, you lose the flavor. I'm not wasting my home canned tomatoes on that. I'll use store-bought for that. And it put a light bulb in my head, and I've never used it again. Because you can't discern the taste in the I can't. I'm speaking for you. I can't discern that home taste. When we make vegetable soup, that's basically all it is, though, is tomatoes and vegetables. So I want that good home canned tomato taste.
When I canned a whole lot and had them all the time, I put them in my chili.
Oh, when I was a kid, I didn't know you could get tomato juice at the store. I really didn't.
Cans, I never did buy.
I never seen a can of tomatoes in this house of any kind. Not diced, not juice. If we needed diced tomatoes, we used whole tomatoes that had been canned. If we needed juice, we used tomato juice. But we would plant 75 plants, and we would have tons of tomatoes, and the table would be full, and the back would be full. And,
I always canned a whole lot.
and Mama worked in the garden all the time. It was a big ordeal, wasn't it, Mama?
Yeah, but I don't have them now, so I use a lot of cans and stuff.
And I like them just as well. Now, I don't like them just as well as home canned for soup, but as far as the chili, it's pretty good,
Yeah.
folks. Pretty good.
I get the whole ones and I want them crushed up real good.
I don't have my instructions.
Yeah. That way you have it. They're more like home canned when you do it that way.
I make chili very much like Mama. I change very few things with my chili, and y'all have got our chili recipe, and we've got our hot dog chili recipe. But basically, we do the same thing. But this is even a little different than what Mama does, because she usually puts tomato sauce in it and makes it a little thicker. But this is going to be a really good chili.
Yeah.
So, Mama, you sit down there and let me go over to the stove, and I'm going to finish up what you started.
Well, good.
This masterpiece you have begun. Folks, we're traveling.
Yeah, be careful.
Be careful. I'm going slow
Don't make them sick.
so you don't get sick. Put your patch on behind your ear if it's too much for you. Okay, Yins have got a seat right here by the stove. Can you all see that big orange pot? Then half the battle is won. There it is, folks. Simmering on low, low, low.
See if they can see it.
I can see it, so I guess they can too. So can y'all see in that pot? I'll move you up right there. That's about as far as I can take you without putting you on the stove. Okay. So here it is. And in here is just about 2.5 tablespoons of chili powder. And I did put a shake of Mexine, which we usually use Mexine with our hot dog chili only. But I like a little bit of it in here as well. And this has been going, Mama said, for about an hour. So I know it's been about an hour and 15, 20 minutes because that's how long I've been here. So now it's time to add that goodness. So I'm going to move all this over here to this side. One side, please. And y'all heard Mama, and I told you I had my instructions. So these are whole tomatoes. And this is a 14.5 ounce can, and we're doing 2. But these are whole tomatoes. And y'all heard Mama. Take this little meat masher and mash them up. But we don't want to pulverize them. And we don't want them as small as petite diced. But these make, well, we fooled ourselves into thinking. Okay? It may not. It may not be no difference. But Mama and I, and it don't matter what the reality is, it's what you think about it. We fooled ourselves into thinking that we like this better because it reminds us of home canned. Am I shaking y'all? So that's our opinion, isn't it, Mama?
Yeah.
So we think if we put whole ones in here, you're saying, John, why don't you just use petite diced? Well, see, there's a little difference to them. So we fooled ourselves into thinking if we do this, it tastes better because it's got that big chunks of tomato in there. And we feel like, well, that makes it more like homemade, home canned tomatoes. And into that, here comes 100% tomato juice. I'm not quite using all of it. This is 46 ounces. I've used probably about 40. Because it's about the right consistency now. And I don't want, I'm going to turn the heat up. I want it to get hot and boiling again. You've seen how it was. It won't take long. But I'm not going to, I don't have to boil it too long. Because basically the flavors are in there. Now, a lot of y'all are saying right now, I like mine thicker. We like that right there. We like that juice. We want it a good hearty, but we like it a little soupier than most people do. A lot of people want chili that I call are about the consistency of mashed potatoes. They'll hold on a spoon. We don't like that.
Your daddy did that.
My daddy did, and he would put enough crackers in it to make it stiff. But now, that's like broccoli cheese soup. I don't like the thick stuff. I like it a good soupy soup. I took that after Mama. She don't like that either. I don't know your sisters. Seems like Bernice does it like you do it. About like this.
She makes good chili.
They all are good cooks. My mama didn't raise no bad cooks. Now, she didn't raise no gourmet cooks. She didn't raise cooks that use a lot of elaborate spices. It was pretty basic, but I'm telling you what, it was awful delicious. They could put a meal on the table that I wouldn't trade for any restaurant experience. And Mama's the same way. Mama's not going to be working in no fancy restaurants, but I'm telling you what, when it comes to good cooking, greens and pinto beans and chili and pork chops and things that we eat, I put them up against anybody. Grandma was a good cook. My granny was a good cook. But they all cooked about the same kinds of things. And basically, they cooked them all about the same way. I've heard other people say before on other cooking channels and around here, salt and pepper was our primary seasoning. I remember when I was a kid, Mama always had cinnamon. She always had salt and pepper. And she always had pumpkin spice and pumpkin pie spice and apple pie spice and cloves, stuff like that for the holidays. But all these other spices, Mama, what was the other spices you might have had?
Well, we had poultry season. And
Poultry
sage.
season and sage. If you anything you use for a holiday, they probably had it. But did you ever have cumin
No.
or
Didn't know what it
saffron or
was. Didn't know what none of that was.
And hot sauce? Did you ever have hot sauce?
No, never had hot sauce.
How about cayenne pepper?
I don't remember.
Not unless you grew it at home, was it?
Yeah.
This is a big orange pot. I love this Dutch oven, but I use it year round. This ain't a fall thing. This is we love orange in Tennessee, but it's my favorite color for most things. You know, we've talked about my favorite colors before. I don't have many orange shirts, but I have a lot of blue. So blue is my favorite to wear. I don't have an orange car, but stuff like this, I like orange. A lot of people don't like it. A lot of Tennesseans like it. It's our sports colors. And this is about to get hot enough. It's on the verge of a hot boil. If I put that lid on there and leave it alone, that may be part of it. Let's see what y'all are. Too soupy for me. I figured it would be, Yolanda. Lots of folks don't like soupy chili. Looks delicious. Hey, Claudia, how are you? Hello, John and Mama. Hello, John and Mama. Hey, Kim. 67 degrees in London, Kentucky. Well, that's what we're about there now, Ashley. He was 68 a while ago. But today it's only been around 70, and we started out with a lot of rain. And, I got out and watered flowers last night, so it had to rain. I even said to myself, Self, you out here watering all this stuff. Thank you for those stars, D. Loudermilk. D is one of our Mama's consultants in Tupperware. Welcome aboard, D. If you're wanting to make some extra money, you want to get involved with the Tupperware, there'll be a link at the end of this. You can join and become a member, or you can order. There's a lot to order right now. Remember, the chopper's still on sale. The lowest price I've ever seen, plus you get 2 mechanisms. It's a boiling. Let's give it another second. I can hear it. Hello from Strunk, Kentucky. Love your videos. Well, thank you, Betty. We love having you here. What's your weather like, Betty? Usually I can depend on our North Carolina folks and our Kentucky folks in Virginia. They usually tell us our weather, what we're headed for, because we get a lot of the same weather. It comes our way sometime first, but it comes up, so we kind of get it from southern Tennessee, western to southern. We don't like a lot of eastern storms because those are powerful, usually. But a lot of times, folks in North Carolina will report the same weather we're having. In Virginia, Kentucky, Tennessee's got a lot of bordering states. So we got a lot of family. And we got a lot of folks around. And our weathers are, most of those states I just mentioned, their weather's very unpredictable. You might wake up to frost and go through a heat wave. See, now it's simmering. Go through a heat wave before supper time. There's been many a morning I got up and scraped frost off my windshield and run the heater and wore a jacket to work. Got out of work and it'd be 80 degrees and you have to run the air condition and the car is boiling hot. Many a days that's happened. So it's no big surprise weathering to us. All right, folks, this is boiling. I'm going to gently take y'all back over to your chair. I don't want to make it sick. And I'm going to let you just look at this pretty lady here.
Oh, Lord.
Mama, you are a beautiful lady.
Oh, no.
And I'm going to bring the supper.
He's getting good at this cooking. He has been extra good to me. I said, you couldn't ask for no better help, son, or nothing. I said, he's just,
Well, Mama, you're making my head swell.
since I've had these shingles and sick, he's just done everything. I don't know what I'd do without him. Oh,
We had to take care of each other, Mom.
I know it.
Mama's not big on accepting help.
You want that Big Dipper?
No. We don't get too big of bowls at a time anyway. That's another little thing that Mama taught me as a kid. We dip little and let it cool instead of dipping a big old bowl and then waiting a half hour to eat it.
That's the way my daddy taught us to eat. You get out a little, and if you like it and eat it, then you get you some more.
And it's soups. It just makes sense. Here's you a packet of fresh crackers. I don't know how fresh these 4 are. They've been sitting there a minute. But we got a whole box over there.
Yeah.
All right, Mom, I'm going to dip you up. Now, I'll show you. There it is. Well, we need one more thing on this countertop. So we like, I know this is crazy, but we like a good hearty scoop with all the goodie. And then we want a scoop of good old juice, don't we, Mama?
Oh yeah, that's what I like.
And that's the
I like
way
to
we
put
eat.
my crackers in and have juicy after they soak up.
So that's the reason ours is a little thinner than maybe some of y'all want. Now you'll say, well, that's a piddly amount, but that's going to take a minute to cool. And we will dip in there and get us some more, won't we, Mama?
Oh yeah.
So there's a good hearty spoonful. And then here comes some good juice.
It looks good, don't it? Even if I did have part of the bacon in it.
Yeah, you did a good job, Mama. And I'm going to tell you, I don't count my next dipping as a second helping.
Because this is a small amount.
This is the starter. And the next helping is the finisher. One helping. Don't be counting helpings on me because we eat strange, don't we?
Yeah.
All right, Mama, let's bless it and we can get started. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for providing this food for us, dear Lord, and we thank you for that we're able to sit here together and take of it, Lord. Lord, we have many prayer requests on our hearts and many people suffering, and we just pray for each and every one of them. And Lord, everybody gathered here has prayer requests, and some have spoken and some are unspoken. Just bless them all. Lord, watch over our children, put a hedge of protection around them as they go to school, and watch over our adults as we go about our way. And Lord, just be with us in everything that we do and say, and be with this nation. Help us to do the right things and to be the right people. Lord, and be with this world as we try to live in it. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Now look how hot this is. Can y'all see the billowing steam?
You put it on that hot stove?
Look at that. There's something wrong with our stove and our ovens. Everything we put on the stove or stick in the oven, it gets boiling
I think
hot.
this is pretty thick. Let's see.
You want a little juice?
Yeah, give me a little more juice.
Mama's already getting seconds. We're finishing ups.
That's better.
This is a small ladle, Mama.
Oh, I don't need that much tea. I just want more juice for my crackers.
See, now this is still hearty, big, thick. But look how hot it is. It's going to take it a minute to cool down.
Flip it up there.
Thank y'all for those stars y'all done yourselves. Thank you for the hearts and the thumbs up. Those help us tremendously. I didn't realize the significance of them until I talked to other people, and they're like, that sets the algorithm. That wakes it up. I'm like, well, good. We appreciate you. Let's see. Who's something here? I don't know who's done what.
Something wrong.
I don't know. Where's Mama?
Right here.
That's her. I was over at the stove without her, but she's sitting over here patiently waiting. Looks delicious. Thank you, Liz. Have y'all started your chili for the season? We don't really do the seasons. We may have this in July. In fact, a lot of times we do have it in July because 4th of July is a good time to make a big old pot of chili. Anytime you're out around a campfire or you're out enjoying a picnic, chili's a good thing. Hey, Sue, how are you? Hey, Kathy. Hi, John and Martin, she says. Turn up the temperature in the house for Mama. Sarita, if that would do it, we would keep it as high as she needed it. The temperature here is set on 73 year round. It's good for colds and stuff like that, but Mama just gets cold. She can get cold outside in the heat. It's just she's on blood thinner and some of her medicines, and she's always been a little cold-natured. She's always wore a flannel shirt in the summer over top of her t-shirts. Out in the yard, many times you'll see Mama in my childhood with a flannel shirt with the arms tied around her waist where she got hot, and as the evening come on, back on the shirt she goes. That's just the way you are.
Yeah. I'm just very cold-natured to start with, and the blood thinner.
Keeps you cold.
And it don't matter how hot it is.
She gets cold under an electric blanket.
I still get cold, so the house temperature is fine.
Mm-hmm. We keep it. We never change ours.
It's all right. I can go real good, and all of a sudden I can be freezing. So.
As a matter of fact, we hardly ever change it from heat to cool. We keep it on what's called, it's auto, so it keeps it at 73 no matter what it has to do. So if it has to cool down to get to 73, it cools us down. If we have to heat up to get to 73, it heats us up. So we don't, very seldom we ever touch that thermostat. Sometimes I'll crank it up to 75 if Mama's extra cold in the winter. But now I have to go in and close my vents off and move it to another room. Or I'll go out on the sun porch. Mama stays on the sun porch in the summer when it's 85 out there. And I stay out there a lot in the winter when it's cooler, 60 something. So that works out well. This has cooled down pretty good.
Yeah, I'm eating mine with my crackers.
Oh, I see. Let's try this. See, it's hearty. It's not too thin. Oh, that's good, Mama. Is it what you wanted?
Yeah.
You did good.
Oh, I didn't do that much to it. You did the last.
All I did was add some tomatoes and crushed them up. You did all the
Yeah, I
seasoning.
did a little more season.
I did put a little bit more chili powder and a little more Mexican, but other than that, you made that meat and beans taste.
Chili flavor when you do it that way.
And the meat, you can taste. I tasted it before I added tomatoes. It was delicious.
Let that simmer and that bean flavor goes in it.
Didn't we have chili about 3 months ago, 2 months ago?
I
It was
don't,
warm weather.
I don't remember.
It was warm weather. And now we're having it for our first fall chili. So what season are you all in? That's the question. We were talking about this with some friends. After Labor Day, a lot of people flip to fall. That's it. A lot of people flip to Christmas first day of November. After Halloween, it's Christmas.
Some people now are going way before
Some people are restarting.
Christmas trees are up.
But so what season are we in right now? Are you wringing out every drop of summer you can get? Or have you said summer's gone? It's fall, folks. I really get excited about fall when nature does. When Mother Nature says it's cold, it's crisp, the air is cool, frost is coming, and the leaves are turning. That's when I flip my senses to fall. Right now, I still think we're in summer because I'm still
Yeah, everything's green and hot.
and hot. And but as far as pumpkins and mums, they're everywhere.
Oh yeah.
But that's fine. There is no, and people act like don't let anybody else tell you what to do. You do you. If you want to put up, I don't care if you want to put up pumpkins on 4th of July and say it's fall. You do it. If you want to put your tree up, go ahead. Seen on Facebook the other day, and I laughed out loud. It said, some of y'all wondering about putting that tree up. Go ahead. Ain't nothing making no sense anyway. I laughed. I thought
I
that was funny.
read that. I thought that was good.
Ain't nothing making no sense anyway. The stores have all got Christmas trees out.
I've not been in the store to find out.
Well, like the big stores, that sells a lot of Christmas trees, they've got them out. You'll see all kinds of Christmas stocking stuffers.
I need to go to a store so I can get in the mood for all this stuff.
Well, we'll take you, Mom. You need Christmas spirit.
I just need fall spirit first.
We've not done anything fall. I told Mama yesterday, I said, get in that trunk and pick you out a flag, and I'll put it up.
These chicken pox is kind of chicken pox. Well, it's a side effect of chicken pox. These shingles has kind of
Delayed
helped me back, slowed me down.
We got a wooden trunk in here, and it's full of decorative flags for every season, and there's more than one per season. We have changed them more often. We have put up 2 in different locations, but Mama's got probably 3 or 4 fall ones.
Yeah.
And I said, get in that trunk and find you a flag, and I'll get it hung up.
I ain't even done that yet for you.
Well, we'll figure it out. This chili's good. I'm not even using crackers. That's just extra.
Letting that meat and chili powder and everything simmer, I think helped it.
If I was going to do anything bad tonight,
Anything bad?
like crackers or bread,
Oh,
what would I have had, Mama? That she knows.
cheese toast.
We have a winner. I love that old cheese toast that the schools used to give us with chili. Did your school have cheese toast with chili? Boy, ours did, and that was so good. I loved it. And brown, just a little bit of that cheese around the edge and it's bubbling. Oh. I love good cheese toast, and I want a couple of pieces of it.
Overeat it when you get it.
Mm. It's easier for me to do without than it is to do with half.
Sometimes it is, because you just get to wanting it and you just keep eating it because you ain't had
Mm-hmm. And like tonight, I like the flavor of this chili. Crackers are great, but I don't need a cracker.
it. I do with my chili.
You eat all you want, Mama. You needed some crackers.
Yeah.
My first half a serving. It's been pretty good. All right. We appreciate, well, Penny, we appreciate you too. How many pounds of hamburger did you use, Carolyn?
It's a little over a pound.
A pound of chuck in this. But now, don't hold us to that, because if you need to use 2 pounds of chuck, or you got 2 pounds of chuck, it'd just be meatier. And you can use a whole can of tomato juice and maybe 3 cans of whole tomatoes. So you just need to do it as needed. Now, honest to goodness, I believe this is probably about the least amount we can make and think we're making chili.
Well, it's just 1 can of each bean and,
It's hard.
and meat and onions
And 2 cans of whole tomatoes is the only thing we really doubled. So if you're going to have all the ingredients in it, you end up with a pot. But fear not, that pot won't go to waste. We'll eat it on a couple of days. We'll put it in a Tupperware freezer container and put it in the refrigerator, in the freezer. We'll be wanting it one day and not wanting to fool with making it. Instead of having to open up a can, we got some in the freezer. So if you're a single person or 2 people, don't let that keep you from making your favorite things. And I know soup is the same way. Soup grows out of control with me.
I can't make
can't make soup for 2 or 3. It has to be for 43. But if I put a can of veg oil in it, and I put a bag of this frozen and a little bit of the corn and a little bit, how do you put it? A little bit of all those wonderful vegetables in there, can of tomato juice without having, I'll have that pot full.
the big tall pot, not this one.
I can't just make a quart of soup, but I can freeze it, and it's good frozen. So make your stuff, enjoy your food, give it to a neighbor, share it. We do that sometimes. But if you're thinking, I've made all this up and I don't want it to spoil, use that freezer. If you don't have a freezer, think about getting you one, because it's good stuff in it, Mom.
Yeah.
Mama did that for a while with meatloafs and pot roasts and a lot of things when Daddy was so sick. Because when you're the sole caregiver for a sick person, you really don't know from 1 hour to the next what you're looking at. You can start a meal and it be another 2 hours before you get to finish it. So having frozen food on hand and it being homemade frozen food was great.
Yeah. Now tomorrow we might eat this chili, or the next day, with Fritos or
And sour
corn chips or
cream.
whatever, and a dip of sour cream on top, which is totally different
We might
flavor.
take this chili and make taco out of it. Put a little taco seasoning in it. Put it over some Tostito chips. Put a little green onion, a little tomato. Makes it good. It's all good, ain't it, Mama?
Yeah.
All right. You got anything you want to add tonight, Mama?
No, I ate like a pig.
Well, you're feeling better today.
Oh yeah, I got zapped last night.
You feel as good tonight as you acted like you felt yesterday morning when I left for work.
Yeah, about the same.
But she went crazy yesterday. I don't know who you thought she was yesterday. After I talked to you all, I just come in from work usually and start talking to you all. Like literally, I come in, I said, Mom, you ready to cook? She says, yep, I've got this done, I've got this done, I'll prep what we need prep. We start filming.
And I went down fast.
When I got through with you all, she had moved everything out of the living room. And there's a lot in there. And she had cleaned the kitchen and she had wiped the cabinet. She had done too much. And I know it had to take 3 or 4 hours for all you done. And you had washed clothes. She washed sheets. I found that. She goes, don't ever forget to get those sheets. I said, what sheets? I washed all the sheets. Well, no wonder. No wonder she was wore out last night. I've been wore out, and me without the shingles.
But it was hitting me before we started filming. But then
You sat down.
I sat down, and when I sat down, it was just,
You got comfortable.
it just washed over me so fast. And what did I do after we got off of filming?
Good night.
I went straight to bed.
I said, go to bed. You are wiped out.
I don't know why it wiped me out, just swooshed over me.
So I cleaned the rest of the living room, put everything back, and I was worn out. I thought, no wonder you were worn out, Mom.
And I never moved a muscle from when I went to bed till about
She got back up right before I went to bed.
8 or 9.
9. And she said, I have slept the best.
I
said,
didn't
no
move a
wonder.
muscle. I'm telling you, it was.
I gave her strict orders, or at least strict recommendations this morning. I said, Mom, if you get to feeling good, do a little and rest. Don't overdo it. And she hopefully took my advice. And
I
it
didn't
looks
do
like she
nothing
has.
much today. I just took his advice and sat around and did that much.
Gloria Drummond, you had chili a couple of days ago. Couldn't wait. I can't either. I've really been wanting some homemade vegetable soup and chili and those kind of comfort foods. And we've got the chili, but now maybe next week I can get some homemade vegetable soup going. Good night, Donna. How are you? I have never seen Mama look so tired as she did last night. Brenda Little, I have. I know her. Mama is always, she used to try her best to kill me. If you got up on the summertime of the morning,
Don't tell stuff on me.
I was waiting for you to get to massacring that bowl.
Oh.
If you got up early on a summer morning and you started, let's say, cleaning up the yard, you cleaned and cleaned. You picked up everything. We was in the pasture fields. It'd be 1 o'clock, and I was going, "Can we eat? Can we have something to eat?" When we get finished here, if we eat now, we won't come back to it. I'm thirsty. Can we go get a pop or something or water? You'll be fine. Finish that up, and when we get it,
We don't like much more.
she would drive you in the ground. If you was picking up a patch of taters, they wasn't no picking up some of them and coming back. You was every tater in that patch before we stopped. She's always just push, push, push. And she still does it to this day. She'll push her stuff into just being completely exhausted.
And I did that yesterday. I really did.
Because she's always thinking, I can do a little bit more. I can do a little bit more. Now me, I'm all right with sitting down, taking a break, and then going to it later.
You're like your daddy. You only break every so often.
Yeah. Mama, it's people like you is the reason they had to have labor laws. Kill people. So Mama's a pusher. She pushes too much. Hey Margie, how are you? Hey Rich, I had cookie and milk. Oh, well, Rich, that sounds good to me.
Eat with him.
Yeah, Mama could eat with you, Rich, because she would love some cookies and milk for supper. Good evening. And her daughter over, I was fixing vegetable soup, and they ate with us. Well, how nice, Betty. That's what family's all about. Mama, you got anything you want to add?
No.
All right, then we're gonna wrap it up because I've got to do dishes. I've got to wash these 2 bowls in that pot because that's the only thing that's dirty.
Can I say I'm exhausted and go back to bed tonight?
You can do what you want to, Mama. I can handle this.
It ain't much to wash, really.
They ain't nothing to worry. I can definitely take care. I won't let you wash that kettle anyway.
You know that kettle's heavy.
Oh, I know. That's the reason I won't let you wash it.
I carried it.
That's the reason
Yeah,
I couldn't
carried it.
understand. When I come in and seen, I thought she has gone over there and got that kettle.
Well, I carried it and then got the lid. So
that
I
probably
didn't
helped.
see it.
It's cast iron.
But once I started putting stuff in it, I said, I ain't moving it none. It's
It's
heavy.
heavy, but it's still hot. It's a good kettle. But I won't let her. Usually, won't let her carry it over here, and I won't let her wash it at all. Because if you've got a Dutch oven that's cast iron, you know how hard they are to wash. First of all, you fill them full of water. And you got to pick that up, and you got to hold it with one hand while you're trying to clean it, and then you got to get it out and dry it. It's hard. If your mama's, some of you out there, if your mamas are washing cast iron Dutch ovens, it's too much on them. Wash it for them. Even if you don't have time to wash all the dishes, at least wash that big old kettle.
Yeah.
All right, Mama. If you don't have anything you want to add tonight, since you're so talkative and in a good mood.
Well, I'm a lot better than I was last night.
Oh, yes, you are.
I zapped last night.
Yes, you was. If you have to take a nap, I told her last night, I said, she said, I have slept so good. And I said, this was at 9 o'clock. And I said, Mama, you tired when you have to take a nap to go to bed. She went back to bed. Did you sleep?
Pretty good, yeah.
Okay.
But I never, when I went to sleep the way I was laying, and I was cold, and I wrapped up in my blanket, and when I woke up, I was still just exactly.
I've done that before when I was younger. I don't get to do it
I
now.
said, I was so exhausted, I didn't move a muscle.
The pressure points start hurting, and I have to turn this way and turn that way. And I've got a great mattress. I love my mattress.
So, I appreciate the nap I had.
Well, Mama, it's 7 now.
Yeah.
So you can go take a long winter's nap anytime you want.
I know it. I can just go to bed a little bit later.
About
But
9.
I ain't like that tonight. Thank goodness.
No, you're good tonight. About 9 o'clock, we'll go to bed. When we go to bed at 9 o'clock, it's usually a wind down of 45 minutes. So about 10, we're asleep.
Yeah, 10 or 11.
I'll hear Mama's TV, and I'll hear her click it off. I think Mama's going to bed now, maybe 10. But now, sometimes Mama's a night owl. She'll be up at 12 or 1 sometimes. I heard. I don't get to see that very often because I'm never up that late. Now, I may be up at 3:30 sitting here drinking coffee and starting my day if I could wake up. But I'm not a night owl.
You used to be.
I used to could go days without sleep when I was in college. I'd go, why, it wasn't nothing. So,
You
we'll
wouldn't
sleep
get
first.
up in the morning when you was in school and stuff. And I say, you have to get up. You ain't got time. If you don't get up, you got to take a shower and everything. And I'd roust you up, and then I'd go back, and you'd be back to sleep. And you wasn't a morning person, but one day you just...
I did. I switched. I don't know. I guess when I started drinking coffee, I had a reason to get up in the morning. All right, Mama. Say good night, Mama.
Good night, Mama. God bless you, and have a wonderful night.
Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.